Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com. I was trolling through, Amazon, as I do periodically, to see what's still around and what's gone to do ripe for reissue videos. And I saw something I thought would be marvelous for ripe for reissue. Then I saw it still existed. And when something still exists, I need to tell you too, even though I only see one copy on Amazon and it's going to disappear but there are used ones. There's the only things you can find. You'll find ways to get them. And it was this. Barbirolli, the great EMI recordings. And the one I saw still had the EMI logo. So I don't know if this ever came out on Warner. I have no idea. Or they just have stock sitting around from when this originally was recoupled and reissued, which was in 2010. Apparently. And the reason I bring this up now is because, Barbirolli he's almost a cult conductor. He's one of those guys who was a conductor of great spontaneity and emotional warmth and effusion, who could really be off as often as he could be on. And Warner did release the big Barbirolli box, which I talked about in the video, and a lot of his other stuff too, where we saw that he was, on again and off again, and really, but because of his personal charisma, he could be enormously compelling if you sort of immerse yourself in his work. Not everyone wants to immerse themselves in 80 some odd CDs of stuff. And so I just want to mention this box for what it's worth, because it has 10 CDs. It's called The Great EMI Recordings. Are they all the great ones? Well, not all of them, but it's a pretty good choice. It really is. It really is. It's a very good selection. So let me tell you what the selection is, and you can decide for yourself if you want it or if you can find it. It's a great way to get a good selection of a really important conductor and a really wonderful guy. I mean, he was a really wonderful conductor. It's great to have the stuff without having to invest in 88 CDs, which are probably out of print anyway, if you can find this. God only knows. So CD 1, there's 10 discs, right? You've got this wonderful disc of British orchestral stuff. John Ireland's A London Overture, Vaughan Williams' London Symphony, the stereo one. He did it twice. And Arnold Bax's The Garden of Fond. This is the Halle one. Pardon me. It's the Halle one, not his later remake with the Philharmonia. And they're all in stereo. So that's wonderful. And the Halle one is better than his remake. It really is. It's quicker and livelier, and it's a little rougher and readier, but yes, I'm glad that I noticed that. So that's lots of fun. You got the back stuff. I wonder if they have Tintagel on here. Well, maybe not, because there was another disc called something like British Overtures or, something like that had Bax's Tintagel and Delius and things. They've recoupled everything here. So let's just stick with the way they did it instead of the way I think they ought to have. It's a wonderful disc. It really is. And having the Halle, Vaughan Williams' London Symphony, and Garden of Fond is really important in terms of the Vaughan Williams discography. So there you are. Then we've got disc 2, Delius, The Walk to the Paradise Garden, In a Summer Garden, Butterworth's A Shropshire Lad, and the Vaughan Williams Fifth with the Philharmonia. Those are all iconic Barbirolli recordings. Absolutely lovely. Disc 3, Sibelius. Now, the nice thing about the Sibelius stuff is that you get the Finlandia, the Karelia Suite, Pohjola's Daughter, Valse Triste, and the Swan of Tuonela with the Halle. That's a wonderful disc. See, he remade all of the symphonies with the Halle, and they're just not very good. So they don't have any of the symphonies on here. Yay! You get the tone poems. That was the best of his Sibelius, and it's fun to listen to. Yes, the orchestra is kind of creaky with its snake charmer oboes and raggedness at times, but it doesn't matter. The enthusiasm and the idiomatic feel for the music, it's all there. So that's what matters. Then we've got the Elgar Cello Concerto, not with Jacqueline Dupre, with Andre Navarra. So that's different, isn't it? It's just as good, frankly, I think. And, I don't really like the work, but if Barbirolli had an enormous affection for it and great feeling for it. He recorded it twice, and this is the first one. And again, I think it's a very smart choice by the people who put this set together. Disc 4, the Mahler 5 with the Philharmonia, one of the classic Mahler recordings ever made. The only questionable element might be the rather slow tempo for the finale. It's 17 minutes long, but it's okay. It's all is forgiven. It's a beautiful, beautiful performance and very exciting. There's a part in the scherzo where the woodwinds come in a bar early with one of their things, and they all get lost. It's very exciting. It's a terrific performance. Nonetheless, in spite of its flaws, Barbirolli is one of those in spite of its flaws kind of guys. You accept them and you move on. Then we've got disc 5, Debussy, La Mer with Halle. Okay, that's nothing special. Ravel, Daphnis and Chloe, Suite number 2. La Valse, he always did it good, La Valse. Exciting La Valse. Daphnis and Chloe, well, they just don't have the sex appeal, this orchestra. They just didn't in 1959 in Manchester. But, okay, we move along, right? And the Mother Goose Suite, also with Halle from 1957. Oh, those winds, they're not what we need in that music. Okay, Tchaikovsky, the Serenade for Strings with the London Symphony. That's yummy. Absolutely yummy. And the Fourth Symphony with Halle. Well, it's exciting. It's exciting and it's passionate, and it's spontaneous, and it sounds sometimes like they're desperately hanging on for dear life. Disc number 7, Elgar. This is the English string music disc. And the English string music disc is one of the great discs ever, 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 ever. Everyone has it already. You've got the Elgar introduction in Allegro, the Serenade for Strings, Elegy, Sospiri, and the Vaughan Williams Tallis Fantasia and Fantasia on green sleeves. It's a disc to die for. If it weren't in here, there would be no reason to get this box, quite frankly. And then you also get, at the end of it, there's Tintagel by Bax. A glorious performance of one of the great musical seascapes. Disc 8, Elgar, the Sea Pictures with Janet Baker. Yeah, that's one of the great recordings of that sucker. And the Symphony number 1 with the Philharmonia, Barbirolli's arguably greatest Elgar performance, and maybe the reference recording for Symphony number 1. It's absolutely extraordinarily beautiful. No question about it. Then disc 9 is Brahms with the Vienna Phil, Tragic Overture, and Symphony number 3. It's a little dull. What can I tell you? I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not anyone's favorite Brahms. But you do get Elgar's Enigma Variations with the Philharmonia from 1962, which is, of course, excellent, because Barbirolli was an Elgarian to the manner born. And finally, on disc 10, the last disc here, we have excerpts from Madame Butterfly. We should have the whole thing. It's one of the great opera recordings ever made with the young Renata Scotto. Fantastic cast, and it's just a gorgeous performance. And you also have the Nuit d'été with Janet Baker and the Mahler Rückertlieder with Janet Baker, which are classic, iconic Mahler recordings, as much for Janet Baker as for Barbirolli, of course. But when you put it all together on 10 CDs, it's really quite a fine box. So if you can get it, and you really want to know what all the fuss is about with this guy, get this set. I mean, I saw it was like $60 for 10 CDs. It's a good deal. And if you can find it at a reasonable price, it's definitely worth looking into. And if you can't, just get the performances that are in here, and you'll have a very, very good, I think, a very good set of what he was all about, what he did, why he was important, why he was beloved. And it's nice. I was happy to see that this hadn't vanished, although probably after this video it will. All right, my friends, thanks for watching, and keep on listening. Take care.